got a little confidence right now because I just shredded for a while and it didn't suck. All right, so let's talk about some string bending. Doug Marks was really influential on me. Some of the stuff he taught was amazing. He had one of those, there are two kinds of people statement. And normally there's two kinds of people, those who think you can divide people into two groups and those who don't. But he said, and there are two kinds of guitar players. Those that sound professional, those that do not. The ones that don't do the same thing. Now, bear in mind, during the early years, Alice Cooper's guitar players used to get really good at doing that and not bending the note completely to pitch. You'll also notice it was done also to great effect in the TV show The Prisoner. Now that sounds professional. What's the difference between and getting? What I'm doing is I'm bending this note until it sounds like that. That's all you're doing. You're bending the note on the third string to sound like the one on the second. You go too high, it sounds terrible. Go too low, it sounds terrible. That's it. So you need to take a little time and learn how to get that in tune. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about, these are unison bends, bending to unison or same pitch. There's the unison again. Now we also have a simultaneous bend. You're bending this note and playing another note in the scale at the same time. That's not the unison. Keep this concept in mind because when we come to our how to play a guitar solo lesson, this is crucial. The not bending to the same note, not bending to unison, because knowing where all the unison notes are, that's important. The most important note you play in a guitar solo is the last note of every phrase. Why? You gotta wait for the guitar solo lesson to find that out. Has a completely different feel from we'll come to that. Okay, so string bending. Flying V, no problem. This is one of the things, by the way, that a glued-in guitar neck tends to have a little bit more advantage over a set-in guitar neck. Is when I get my hand up here and I'm holding it on the back of that big chunky thing right there. Okay, so getting back to our bending note. One thing I recommend for now, until your hands get really strong, is this. Use 2 fingers on the third string. I also found out years ago that, something y'all are missing out on today that we had when I was growing up is we had K guitars. K, Antares, these things were terrible. The strings, the action would be about 1.5 inches off the neck. I mean, literally, you could slide your whole finger between the strings and the fretboard. I could put my finger right here and just go, Ugh. So what ended up happening was when you were trying to learn how to bend notes, you were like, that hurt. So, well, back in those days, to be able to get the strings mashed down, you had to take a very top-down approach to the guitar. Very, very good for the shredders. Remember what I said, don't change the position of your pick. When you change the position of your pick, that's when you make mistakes. One more thing about what makes mistakes is this hand. When you have to, any kind of a shift on strings, the capacity for making a mistake doubles when you're crossing from the second to the third string and you have to switch a position. So, use 2 fingers together and get your tuner, plug your guitar into your tuner, and spend just a while just and you're trying to get those notes in tune. Must equal. If it's too high, it's too low. Quick, what Alice Cooper song is that? Did you get it? Did you figure it out? If you're an old Alice Cooper fan, you know. I'll give you a hint. Love It to Death album. The only song that ever hypnotized the people that were listening to it. That was a huge hint. If you know, leave the song title in the comments. It was done very quietly while Neil Smith was just tick, 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 tick on his snare rim. So, I met Neil Smith. Only moment I ever went fanboy on a rock star. Only time. Getting back to the lesson. So all you're going to do is you're going to spend this week just working on those unison bends. Week after that, once you're used to getting that note in tune, you're going to try simultaneous bends. Was that a cool riff or what? You know, I found now when I go to my Les Paul, I just find myself reaching for that now. And my Strat has it, the V has it. I'm ruined. This Les Paul, by the way, I'm told is one of 13 with the cream binding, the maple top. I think it's an all maple guitar, rosewood fretboard. I was told only 13 of those exist. If you know if that's true or not, I kind of doubt it. If you know if that's true or not, leave a comment. One more bend we have to talk about, and that's the double stop. Double stops you don't do wide bends on. A double stop is 1 finger straight across the 3rd and 2nd string. Okay, editorial moment. A long time ago, I saw some who said, all I gotta do to beat Yngwie is take my Strat, plug it in, and bend a string a quarter tone, and I will win any competition. Quarter tone? What are you talking about? Really? Like that's gonna beat, you know, the whole... Really? Getting back to it. I'm going to have a whole video on how to handle naysayers. Not going to be any playing in that one, just a lot of encouraging talk, because you will find people who will sit there and go, yeah, suck, even though you don't. All right, so there you go. That's today's lesson. Just string bending, real sweet, simple, and easy. See ya.